Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm checking out some budget goggles. They are the Rutforce STR600. Now, GearBest sent these to me for review and then they have removed the listing off their site, which I thought was strange because I haven't had them for a long time, but that's not to worry because these are just a rebrand of the Eachine VR007. So I've been wanting to check these goggles out for a while, and I'll put a link in the description to where they're currently out of stock. Maybe they will come back in stock, I don't know. And also, if you want to check out the same package, then you can search for the Eachine VR007 because these have got to be the cheapest set of goggles that you can get, and I really like them. I think they're really worth the buy if you are looking to get into the hobby but don't want to spend a fortune on goggles because there's so many options out there now. So they are a visor, but what I like about them is you get everything that you need. So a lot of the time you get these goggles and you don't get a battery. With this one, you do get a battery. This is a 1300 milliamp 2S battery, and it charges just by putting a USB connector in there, so very easy, and you're given a USB connector with it as well, and also a set of wipes. And you can see there, just like Fat Shark, tells you how full the battery is. Now you will get 2.5 hours of battery life out of this, which is pretty good, and this just slots into there like that, very similar to Fat Shark. And then we have got this power connector here. So it's got a 3-point harness. You can adjust it at the top there. I have got a pretty big head and it fits me no problem, but you can of course adjust it via this Velcro here as well, and I have to say it's really comfy to wear. It's not very heavy. It's 340 grams, which sounds heavy, but with this harness like this, it is really comfortable, and at no point did I feel like it was really heavy. Also, we have got this foam padding here around the edge, and it's very comfortable, and we have quite a generous nose piece as well. I didn't have any problems with my nose catching on this, and as I say, it's got this foam pad here, so it's not uncomfortable at all. Now, it's using a 4.3 inch TFT monitor there, and then we have got a non-adjustable Fresnel lens, but it doesn't need to be adjusted in my opinion, not for my eyes anyways. I would say anyone that is long-sighted, you can't use these goggles anyways, you'd need to get some Fat Sharks. And one thing that I usually find with these Fresnel lenses is that they constrain your eyes, not this one at all. I found it very comfortable to look at FPV through. Now, the resolution isn't too hot, it's 480 by 272, but honestly I didn't find that to be a problem. In fact, I've been flying with these all day with the Diatone GT2. I thought I will really put these goggles through their paces because this is currently the quickest quadcopter that I have got, and it's a RTF or plug and fly, whatever you want to call it. And I thought it's this kind of thing that you're going to be using with this combination when you first start out, an RTF. And they've been fantastic, no problem at all. In fact, I'll play you a flight at the end of this video just to show you how fantastic these goggles are. One thing that I think is great about these goggles is they have achieved something that Fat Shark have not yet been able to do with so many variations of their top-notch high-end goggles, and that is you can switch the aspect ratio from 16:9 to 4:3, and that's important to me because I'm an aspect ratio nerd. Honestly, I think it comes from my days of playing around with film, but if I saw an aspect ratio that was incorrect, it would drive me mad. You know, if things were out of proportion. With FPV it's not so bad, and I've kind of got used to it with goggles that only have 16:9 and we're using a 4:3 aspect ratio on the FPV cam, but we don't need to worry about that with these goggles. They're £40 or something like that, and you can switch the aspect ratio, which is fantastic. So we have these buttons here. So the middle one goes into not really a menu. You press it and brightness comes up, press it again, contrast comes up, press it again, various different options, color, and also to change the aspect ratio, and then use these buttons here to change the settings and then enter once you are done. And I'll show you that in a little bit. We've also got a button on the top as well, and this is to switch between the different frequencies. So it's a 40 channel receiver, and it boots up on the last channel that you were on, and if you press it once it's just going to cycle through all of the different channels of the bands that it supports. However, if you long press it, it'll auto scan and find the strongest channel, which I think is just fantastic. So you'll notice I have put a different antenna on here. You do not get given this in the package. You get given a rubber ducky antenna, which is not very good for reception when flying close in, so I've switched it to a on-way one, and sadly it's RPSMA. It seems that everyone is trying to go RPSMA other than immersion. You see, I think RPSMA was meant to be a benefit because the antenna that you're taking off doesn't have a pin, and the idea was that that's not going to get broken if it doesn't have a pin in it, and the pin's on this side, and you'll find that the majority of stuff now is RPSMA, apart from Fat Shark and Immersion, who are just keeping it there. So you get given a nice manual with it. I don't know if it'd be the same with the Eachine one, but that doesn't matter because everything's really straightforward. They are very easy to use, and yeah, really nice goggle. What I want to do is show you what the field of view is like compared to the Fat Sharks. So I will turn on a quadcopter and we'll take a look at these, and then also the Fat Sharks as well. So this is the Viewthrough the STR600 goggles, aka Eachine goggles, and you can see that the picture is really huge, and despite it having a slightly lower resolution, you don't really pixel spot. You see the on-screen display. That's another reason why I picked this model. The on-screen display is very, very clear, and you can see, of course, this is the 4:3 format that I've got it in. So yeah, really impressed with that. And if I press the center button there, you can see I can change the brightness, contrast, saturation, language, and there we go, 16:9, and look at that. So if that bothers you like it does me, then you can change those settings, and in fact I'm going to change it back to 4:3. I know it's a smaller image, but I just like to have the perspective correct whilst I'm flying. That is just my opinion. And then you'll see if I press the button on the top once, it'll go to the next channel, and then the next channel, of course, we've got white screen, so white noise, whatever you want to call it, so that is good. And if I long press it, you'll see it'll flick through all of the channels. It may pick up other channels that it's sort of ghosting on, but it will eventually come back to the correct channel, the strongest channel, which is really cool. So in comparison, this is looking through the Fat Shark Dominator HD3s. It is a much smaller image, but slightly sharper. But you know, these are £400 goggles, and these are £40 goggles, and essentially the flying experience is better with these. Of course, there's no built-in DVR like the Fat Sharks, and they're not as convenient. The form factor of the Fat Sharks is much smaller, so that is why you pay the extra. But if I was starting out, I'd snap these up in a heartbeat. So there you go, that is my review of the Rutforce STR600 goggles, aka the Eachine VR007. I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get one, and I'm going to leave you with some flight footage that I did today with these guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.